Well, I've sneaked these bowls out of my kitchen, because I always get trouble when I steal stuff from the house, to see if I can make 2 bowls. And I'm going to mould them in there. So what I've got here is a silver bowl for mixing, which I stole from the kitchen a long time ago, and some pet bedding sawdust. Now I want to see if I can make some bowls using this, and then perhaps paint them or varnish them and see how they come out. Now there's no reason I can't see why this wouldn't work, because ultimately all this is going to be chipboard, but obviously there's more to it than that. All I'm doing now is making sure that there's no lumps in that are going to stick together. I have no idea how much I'm going to need, so I'm going to have to play this by ear. And these are the bowls that I want to use. Now I want to make sure that this comes out really well, so what I'm going to do is coat the inside of this with petroleum jelly. Hopefully that's going to create a barrier. I know these are glazed and everything, but it still might stick to the glaze, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to give a really good coating of this all the way around. I could line them, I suppose, with some cling film, but I don't want that to prevent them curing, and I also don't want it to dry all crinkly. Now I've done this using resin lots and lots of times with the wood chips, and that's worked out really well, and I've got a video on my other channel about that. That's that first bowl done. I'm putting lots of this in. This isn't going to take long to dry today either, because it's so blimmin' hot in here. It's like an oven. I wish I could afford to get air conditioning in here. Right, so there we go. That's all done. I'm just going to wash my hands, get rid of that Vaseline. So now what I'm going to do is use some good old school glue and put that in there. I'm going to put quite a bit of that in there, so I can always add some more wood chips. And then I'm going to give that a mix round until it's all really well coated. And that does seem to soak into those wood chips. And it has taken quite a bit. Maybe if I sprayed a bit of water on them wood chips first might have helped. But I don't want to weaken this glue. I want it to be probably about like a thick porridge consistency. But I do need to make sure that every bit is covered. Right, I am going to spray a little bit of water in there. I'm going to spray it in because I don't want too much. Hopefully that'll help that spread around a little bit more. I'm going to add just a bit more glue. Right, I think that should be enough. And now I'm going to pop that in my bowl. Make sure I've got a decent base to it, like that. And I'm going to push it down quite firm as well. I'm going to smooth that out in a minute. And now what I'm going to do is go around the sides and try and get an equal thickness all around those sides. Probably work better with a finer sawdust, but I want it to have this texture in it, certainly on the outside. Again, I'm pushing that down as much as I can to compact that in. Adding some bits where I don't think I've got the wall quite thick enough. So there's one. I'm just going to finish off this other one in exactly the same way, and then I'm going to try and smooth it out. So I've got those both now squeezed into the bowl. And what I'm going to do is add some water into some PVA glue. At about 1 to 1, I think I've probably done. Give that a good mix in there with a brush. And now I'm going to try and smooth this out a little bit. I'm not sure it's going to smooth it out a great deal, but it may help a bit, and it'll also get a bit more glue and water into that top area and hopefully into that bottom area. I can always sand these down. That's if they work. I don't know if they're going to work yet. We'll soon find out. There we go. That's that one done. And now I'm going to do the same with this one, and then I'm going to let them dry. Well, these have been drying now for about 4 or 5 days, and the outside edges seem to be quite dry, but the inside isn't looking so good. So what I thought I'd do is take them out, put this on here like that. Just seems to be taking forever to dry, that middle bit. It's probably because it's too thick. And what I'm going to do is turn that over, pop that on there, and then using my knife here, my little palette knife, just go ahead and put that on the base and then let that dry like that. We want that fairly flat. Maybe these are a bit too chunky. I've ordered, and I'm waiting for it to arrive, some finer sawdust. But the Vaseline certainly helped me to be able to get it out once those edges were dry. All I had to do was go around it using this knife, and it kind of popped out. I just pushed the palette knife in. Be careful if you're going to do this. And then I just scraped it round and then lifted it out. So what I'm going to do, the same for this one, and then leave that for a couple more days to see if it dries. Well, these have dried now, but they did take about 10 days, and they are very rough. But my desire is still to try and make some. So what I've done is I've got myself some much finer sawdust. It's very dusty. And I'm going to do it slightly differently because these took so long to dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one on the inside and one on the outside of the bowl to see if that will make any difference whatsoever. And the outside one I am going to cover first in cling wrap. Am I the only person that ever has problems with this? I don't know why they bother putting the little serrated things on there, because they never work. So that's that one. And this one I'm going to do with the Vaseline again, because that's on the inside. So now what I'm going to do is pop some of that in there. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need. Pour some of my white glue in that. Mix it up until it becomes paste. Oh, it's turning into a crumble. Not the crumble I'd want to eat, but it's still turning into a crumble. I'm making sure that it gets really evenly mixed through, and I'm not going to over wet it either this time. Right, I think I've got that to the right consistency now to put that in my bowl. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to push it down really firm, and I can push this one down a lot firmer than the other one. Obviously flatten that out a little bit, and then I'm going to go around the sides, making sure that's all connected. So now I've got that like that, what I'm going to do is just brush a damp brush over this and try and smooth it out a little bit. There we go. So that's smoothed that out a little bit, and now I'm going to go over that with a little bit of the glue as well. Now what I'm going to do is mix some more up and put some on in exactly the same way as I did for this one, but on the outside. And then we can let them dry. We've took these off the bowls and they've worked really well. They're quite hard. The thing is, I think the one that was done on the outside of the bowl is nicer than the one that was done on the inside. And when I took the one on the inside out, it left all that. So I had to smooth it over. Now I would say these are quite hard. Listen. They did take probably a week to dry, and they are a little bit rough. They will definitely need a sand. But before I sand them, what I want to do is go round and shape it up. And I've got a knife here, and I'm going to go round and cut into this and try and shape it up a little bit into the style that I want. Now, you're never going to put liquids in these. These are only ever going to be for keys and things like that, and they're just fun to make. But the sawdust was definitely the way to go, the actual powdery sawdust. So that's already looking a bit better, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around it and cut that off as well before I sand it, just to trim it up a little bit. And then I'm going to sand it all over to see if I can make it nice and smooth. And I love making these rustic bowls. I've made them before with paper mache, as you've seen. I'll link that video at the end here. And it's been very, very popular. And it looks really cool, I think. So I know that that is going to sand smooth because that has actually come out quite smooth now where I cut it. I'm going to do both. And as you can see, these are quite firm. Oh, that's come out well. Which is much better than the ones I did with the chunkier stuff, which is actually still quite flexible. These aren't flexible at all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some sandpaper, and I'm going to start off with quite a coarse grit, 40 grit, and then go round them both and sand them both down so we can... I can't believe the difference in that already. So I'm going to quickly go round those and then go to a finer grit, and then I'll show you what they look like then and how I'm going to decorate them. Well, I've finished sanding these now, and they've come out lovely and smooth. I've got a great pile of very soft dust here that I'm going to keep, because this is really useful when you've got things and you want to fill it in. And you can mix this with some PVA glue, make a paste, and then you've got a great filler. Put that in a little pot, and I'll definitely be keeping that. Now these are lovely and smooth. Oh, they feel beautiful. They really do. I'm so pleased with them. So what I'm going to do now is quickly give them a prime with some white paint, and then let that dry before I do anything else. So I've got some white primer here. And this is a matte primer as well, so it'll just go on matte. Not only will this help protect it for everything else that I'm doing, but it'll also give it a really nice base coat as well. And I'll only need to give it one coat of the primer, and it shouldn't take too long to dry. Well, I've got these two decoupage papers that I want to use. I'm going to put this one on the bigger bowl and the flowery one on the smaller bowl. And having the white background is really going to help. Going to help that really stick out. So I'm going to move this one out the way, because if not, I will get that messy. Now, I would like, if possible, to have this a little bit crinkly when it goes on. If I want it crinkly, I don't get it crinkly. And if I don't want it crinkly, I seem to get it crinkly. So we will have to have a go. And I'm using Mod Podge here. Going to coat this all with Mod Podge on the top like that. Now, this will take a few minutes to dry. It's not going to dry straight away. And I'm going to place that roughly in the middle like that, and then I'm going to go over it, paint over it with the Mod Podge, and hopefully I'm going to get some bits of crinkle in it. Look, it's not, oh yeah, I am getting some. Great. I don't want it full of crinkles, but I don't want it completely flat. And now what I'm going to do is leave that to dry on there. If I've got any bubbles that have come up underneath, I'm going to quickly put them down using the brush. There we go. And I'll leave that to dry, and then I'll go and do the other one exactly the same way. Well, these are on there now, and I'm really pleased with how they're looking. And what I'm going to do is paint the inside of these bowls, both of them, blue. I'm using just normal acrylic paint for this. And I'll probably give it a couple of coats of the blue over this white. So I've got a nice solid colour. And then once I've done that, then there's only really a couple of stages left for me to finish them. And I'll show you what these are once this is dry. Well, these are finished now, and they're lovely and dry. I love the patterns and the slightly crinkleness of those on the back. I've used a matte paint on here. You can use a gloss paint, or you could even varnish them. And what these are great for are things like, well, smaller than that possibly, but displaying things in your house with, or on your craft stall. Pop a load of beads in that and then drape some jewellery across it. I find they're really, really popular, and they look great on a craft stall. They also look nice around your house. This one is definitely my favourite one, and I've only ever made these out of paper mache before. I've never made them out of the wood, and I love it. Really, really come out well. I always have a lot of these glass beads about because they do look so good on your craft stall with jewellery draped over them or different bits and pieces put near them, and they just give a focal point as well. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video and this experiment as much as I have. What we've got is some great bowls. Obviously didn't work out first time, not a great method of doing it, but it worked out really well using the fine dust, which is easily available. I'm gonna have a go with making that in resin now. Boot the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care, bye.